I now introduce Dan, brother of the groom, to say a few words.
You had all that time to practice.
Hi. I'm going to do my best to get us out of here before we get any actual rain, so I'm going to cut this like in half, I think. Dave and Cori asked me to get this festivity started today. I think basically because I know them as well as I do. I've known Dave for about 30 years, but also I am, I don't know if you knew this, I am a world-renowned expert in love and marriage, so that's going to help me out here a little bit too. But basically what they asked me to do is tell you guys a little bit about how we got to be here today. In case anybody didn't know, Dave and Cori actually, hey guys, looking good. Dave and Cori both work for A&E Networks, and that's where they actually met back in either late 2008, maybe early 2009. And their story is just full of fun, it really is. They met in a very dark, what they call a QC, quality control room, in a long day of watching episodes of Dog the Bounty Hunter. Dave tells me that it was Cori's first day, and he wanted to make sure that he got over there and introduced him to the new girl and had one of those, like, whoa, kind of moments. So they had their first date was on Valentine's Day of 2009, and it was your typical dinner and a movie, except that they went to see The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which I think is a little... you got to be careful with going to really long movies on your first date because it could get awkward. And the dinner aspect was that Dave had a movie theater hot dog.
What?
To which Cori tells me, that he's lucky that she already knew him and liked him. I think it's a perfectly sane food to eat. Shortly thereafter, my brothers and I got the opportunity to meet Cori at one of our favorite places, the Groggy Frog in Southington, where she was also introduced to the Mrazik family's love of karaoke. I wish that she was a little bit more into it, but I do believe that there was one time that we got her up there when she did a rousing duet of Will Smith's Wild Wild West with Lauren Gemsky, second from the back. Shortly thereafter, in that spring, Cori got the opportunity to meet my parents, which sounds a little unceremonious, so I'll tell you how she actually could have met my parents. Dave tells me that he had actually invited her to come to Mom and Dad's 30th anniversary party. Many of you may have been there. This was in April of 2009. And depending on who you ask, the story is a little bit different. But according to Dave, Cori was too shy to attend. But when you ask Cori, she says, "No, Dave, shut up." Her words, not mine. He actually asked me to go 2 days beforehand. I already had Red Sox tickets, which I totally understand. And he asked in one of those sort of, well, there's going to be a lot of people there, so you probably don't want to go. It was July 4th of that year where Dave got the opportunity to get out to have a barbecue and meet the Benzans family, which I'm sure was fantastic, but I can't speak to it because they didn't invite me. And so we've made it to July 4th of 2009. And then there's really not a whole hell of a lot to talk about from then to now. Dave and Cori actually, I believe that we probably would have done this a little bit earlier had it not been for the rules at A&E against dating. They had to keep their relationship on the hush-hush for a very long time because they have corporate policies against inter-office dating. But if I remember correctly, that was actually lifted a good year to a year and a half ago. And Dave was trying to find other reasons why he wasn't going to get us to where we are today.
If it was ever there.
But in those 4 years, I'm sure that they had a lot of good fun. They took a trip out to San Francisco with the Benzans family. Cori's been out to Maine with the Mrazik family on several occasions now. They moved in together, which my brothers and I were all duped into helping both of them move. We thought that it was going to be just Dave. And he said, hey, why don't we do just a couple of things for Cori, grab a couple of things for her. And we got a very large couch and the largest credenza I've ever carried in my life. And we will not help you move that out of there. Which brings us all the way to October 5th. Of 2013, which I think is as far as I've seen with Cori, up until today, of course, was the happiest that I've ever seen her before. That was the day that Dave and Cori got engaged. He took her down to up to Lake Warramog, out to the beach where we spent a lot of time as kids, and popped the question, and miraculously she said yes. And he had set it up so that the Mraziks and the Benzans were waiting for them at, was it the Litchfield Inn?
Nope.
Hopkins Inn.
Nice research.
Well, if that's my only screw up, then I think I did okay. Where we waited, and he, of course, knew that we were going to be there, but Cori was surprised. And as I said, I don't think that I've ever seen her that happy. It was a fantastic day, and it was great to be a part of it, except that was game 2 of the ALDS between the Red Sox and the Rays. Luckily, they won. Mitch and I were a little bit upset. And flash forward to us being here today. And I have a few more things that I want to say, but I do want to reference my notes because I have some quotes that I want to use directly from the couple to make sure that everybody understands what I now understand. Because in this process of coming up with what I was going to say today, I did a little bit of research, a little background, and I came up with the real reason why I think that these guys ended up together, and that is because I don't think that I've ever met two people that are more alike in my entire life. So hold for just a second. Let me make sure I find the right page. I got a lot to talk about up here today.
This is the short version?
This is the short version. No, we're close. We're very close. The two of them, they really enjoy making sure that they spend as much time as possible with their family and friends, those of us who are here with them today, watching as much TV as they could possibly watch, and getting out to the movies every time there is a superhero movie, and then some. They absolutely love shopping at Old Navy, which actually may just be Dave, but it could be a good sign that Cori is very good at accommodating what he likes. I really admire their their willingness, their laid-back attitudes and their willingness to take chances. Obviously, they have me up here, so that is laid back and willing
It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
So I had asked them for a little bit of background information, and I really don't feel like I got a lot from them. Really, I got from Dave, just kind of do your thing, kid, and it's your time to shine. But then he made sure, he followed up with something that I want to make sure that I share with everybody. And I'm quoting this word for word from David. Maybe sprinkle in some stuff about how great an older brother I am. Mention all of my charity work. Yearly trips to Uganda to help build communities and bring joy to a few hundred underprivileged children's lives. Lies and stuff. Cori, by the way, didn't respond to that email, so she was obviously down with whatever I had to say. But in a few minutes, we're going to do a unity candle ceremony, and I also asked them for a little bit of feedback there. Do you guys have a favorite poet? Is there someone that you would like me to quote for you? And Dave's only response was, oh, I don't know, Shel Silverstein?
That's all I know.
And Cori sent me a link to a YouTube video of Queen Latifah's UNITY. If that doesn't show you that these two people are on the same page, then I've got nothing else to say. That's as good as we can get. So I want to finish up, and it didn't start to rain, by saying that in one another, I really think that you guys have found your perfect match and your absolute equal. And I wish you guys many years of happiness. I love you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. I think everybody can sit down. You seem really uncomfortable.
Sorry.
Hey, you're welcome.
They're not done with me quite yet. So, at this time, I'd like to invite up Judy and Kathy, and they're going to come up and light the unity candles, which Dave and Cori will later on utilize. So come on up. I've got more than that. I got a whole other page. Light is the essence of our existence. Each one of us possesses an inner glow that represents our hopes, our dreams, and our aspirations in life. Dave and Cori, the two distinct candle flames, represent your lives before this day. Individual, unique, and special. When this new flame burns undivided, so shall your love now be one.
Put it
From
down.
then on, From then on, your thoughts will always be for each other rather than just for yourselves. Your plans will be mutual. Your joys and sorrows both will be shared alike.
Oh.
The individual candles represent all that makes each of you wonderful and unique person the other admires and respects. The unity candle in the center symbolizes the union of your lives, families, and friends, as well as your shining commitment to each other and to a lasting love and marriage. Two hearts, two lives, joined forever in friendship, united forever in love.
Thank you, Dan.
And now I'd like to invite Chelsea and Aaron Brick and Jimmy McElravy up to the stage to perform a tune for you.